And welcome to the hiredgun podcast with your host, the hiredgun. First, like, subscribe, share. How you doing, y'all? So, um, let's get into it. So, I'm gonna talk about something because I heard it yesterday, and it just made me want to talk about it. You know, we always talking about we want Cody to go heel, right? Right? Or Roman to go heel back in the day, right? But then when they go heel, right? The first thing they want to say, oh, he got a cheat going, but he's a heel, right? Right? Like he's a heel. Like, y'all can't y'all can't complain about somebody. I want somebody to go heel, and then as soon as they go heel, oh, he got to cheat to win. He's a heel. So then we just complain, just to complain, right? Right? Well, I just want to talk about that right quick. Yeah, I mean, I'm not trying to get into a debate with it or not. I just noticed a pattern, and when they said that, I thought I was like, you know what? They right. So NXT was good, and I forgot they were in Madison Square Garden. Oh no, 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 I forgot they was in New York. I forgot they was in New York. I don't think they did MGM. Um, uh, I don't think they did Madison Square Garden. But regardless of what they did today in New York, I forgot that they were there. And as soon as it started, I was like, oh, they're not in they not in Orlando. Because you can tell by how it looked, and it was a good show. Now, nothing beat Kofi versus Penta. No, no, that didn't happen. That didn't happen. But it was a good show. 19 and 19, 19 tonight. So is AEW also 10. I'm all, so since TNA comes on at 9, I can watch an hour of Collision tonight. Because TNA and that TNA uh, for like 2 weeks, AEW has moved Collision to Thursdays to stay clear away from the so, to stay clear away from the boys, right? But you know it's not head to head with TNA because TNA comes in at 9, comes on at 9, and AEW is coming at 8, which is cool. So I can watch an hour. Uh, Maybe never an hour because I'm gonna watch some main event when that comes on too. But you know, I'm gonna watch a lot of wrestling tonight, different wrestling tonight. But Wednesday, yesterday, match of the night uh, could have been. It's coming down to two matches because both of these matches were better than the Kofi and Penta match, in my opinion. So the first match was Will Ospreay versus Pat, which every time they have a match, it's a banger. I got a problem with that match though, yeah, which probably won't make you the winner. All right, and then the other match was MJF versus Speedball. That was probably match of the night. So because both matches were great. Now, what I got a problem with the match with the Will Ospreay versus Pat match. This is the only gripe I got with this match. It's the only problem I have. So how the match started? Oh, not even started. Pat attacked. No, first Will Ospreay was fighting backstage with John Moxley. All right, so no big deal there. No big deal. But then when Will Ospreay came out to fight Pac. Pac attacked him backstage. I mean, not backstage. He attacked him in the entrance, in the main entrance. And then he gave him a power driver, not power driver, a rain buster on the entrance and everything. And and then they were finna not do the match and carry him to the back and everything. I mean, walk him to the back and everything, but he decided to do the match. He's my problem. He's my problem. And it ain't just with this match. I hate when this shit happens. Like I do. If if a person gets attacked, right? I kind of feel this way about a gauntlet match too, um, to an extent. But if a person gets attacked, right, and he's laid out so much that they're thinking about calling the match, all right, because he landed on he got put on because they worried about his neck and everything. He shouldn't win. He shouldn't win. Now I get it. It just don't hurt Pac if you lose, but it does hurt him if you lose. I mean, it does hurt him in a way because of the fact that you telling me that Pac can't beat somebody 1-on-1 who's not 100%. Now I understand it was a roll up pin, still. Like you're telling me Pac should, like Pac can't win against all Will Ospreay, which again, Will Ospreay's my favorite wrestler. I mean, I think Will Ospreay is the best wrestler, period. In WWE, at WWE, I mean wrestling in wrestling in general. Okay. So when I say this, it's not trying to hate on Will Ospreay. So people know how I feel about that boy. All right. So you telling me Pat, which I like Pat, I do. And for you WWE guys, Neville. Neville. Alright? Uh, you're telling me that Pac can't beat Will Ospreay not at 100%? And again, it was a good match. It was a real good match. Like a real good match. But nah, not a fan. Not a fan of that kind of. Like, I'm not a fan of that. I understand you want to protect um, Will Ospreay and not make him lose right away, and that's cool. That's cool. But like, and then we could bring up Pat's win loss record all we want, but that doesn't even matter this time because of the fact that he don't wrestle like that no more. And every time he has a big match, he loses, man. And I understand he's not the leader of a John Moxley group, because John Moxley is Death Raiders. I understand he's not the leader of that and all that stuff, but still. Um, but the NJF versus Speedball got the match of the night. Yeah, because I don't, and I'm match of the week right now. All right, still got Collision tonight, which is still AEW. Still got TNA tonight, and I'm not gonna. And then I still got SmackDown on Friday. So, and I'm not saying none of these shows. I'm not doing that. You're not catching me this time. I'm not saying none of these shows can do something. And then Saturday we got Stand and Deliver on Saturday. So busy next few days of wrestling. I'll be back on here Friday. Yeah, Friday. Cause I won't be on here Saturday, so I gotta. No. I'll be back. I'll be back on here Sunday. All right, but so let me talk about something else that happened yesterday. Jericho was on AEW yesterday. Now, it caught Storm. Uh, so once it caught Storm yesterday that he probably was heading back to AEW, but but it really taught Storm when he filed a trademark for Cornerstone. Now, now, if you really think about that and him trademarking that, you knew then he was gonna go to AEW. Because Jericho's never been a cornerstone of WWE for nothing. As much as he's done in WWE, he's never been a cornerstone for shit. They tried when he won both belts, um, and he unified the belts, but it didn't work out for him. Alright, but but he's never been a cornerstone for the E. Like he's never been that guy ever. And he's an icon in WWE. He's a legend in WWE. He's a Hall of Famer in WWE. That doesn't mean he's a cornerstone. Now in AEW he is. He's the first AEW champion there. He's done a lot of stuff there, right? All right, they can put him in the Hall of Fame there too, and he's a cornerstone for AEW. He is. So once he did that trademark, I kind of figured it wasn't happening. Like he wasn't jumping ship, all right. And then you know maybe he didn't like what the E was going to offer him, and not money wise, like last hurrah situation. Maybe it was that, or maybe what Tony Khan taxed on his contract. Names, you know what? I'm not leaving no time soon. Let me just ride this out. Maybe that happened. You know. Now, who knows? Now we can't listen. Here's my thing: we can't listen to nothing Jericho or Tony Khan have to say from this point on, because it's gonna be uh, jazzed up. It's gonna be gassed up to the extreme on why he stayed now. Right? We're not gonna get the truth out of neither one of them right now because of the fact that he's with them now. That's like when Swerve gasses up AEW, he's with them. It's just like when MJF gasses up AEW, he's with them. He's a champ, right? So Jericho's the same way. Jericho's not gonna lie. I mean, not for to tell the truth now. He's with them. Like, see, you gotta wait till you gotta wait until he's a free agent. And I can say the same for the guys for the like CM Punk. You know, when he talks about, hold on, when he talks about AEW, that's different. All right, when he talks about the stuff in the E and how things have changed and he loves it or not, he gotta say that. All right, that's just like Drew McIntyre. He gotta say stuff like that. Because he's with them. Cody, gotta say stuff like that. He's holding the belt. So I'm not just saying this because it's AEW, but still, you can't trust anything Jericho says right now. Maybe before he got back on TV yesterday, like you can hear stuff out there. But he wouldn't have said anything because then Tony would have muffed him. Tony would have muffed him and quieted him. You know. So, but he's there, and it's not a bad thing that he's there. Now you just gotta wait and see what he does. Like now you just gotta wait and see what he does because of the fact that you just don't know now. Like you just don't know now because of the fact that he he's literally with them now. You know, which this is not a bad thing. You just got to see how they use them. You know, I don't think we getting the what was it called back in the day? I mean, what was the last shit he was in? The the tree, whatever that shit was that people couldn't stand. Now you just gotta hope that that when he went on hiatus and the fans was booing him, telling him to retire and everything, you know, wishy-washy fans because I'm saying fans last night were singing the song. Flaky fans, very very flaky fans. All right, but you know, you just got to see those same flaky fans from the get tired of him again because usually he went on break, right, and he lost power on what he had with Tony Khan. It's because the fans didn't want him there. Like the fans were sick of him. You know, now he's in shape now. He can do another gimmick and see if it works. Because you know, even when he was gone, like he was saying, he had more wrestling in him. Right, 2, 3, 4 years in him. Now, we'll see. We'll see. Maybe he didn't want to be retired by Gunther or something. All right. Maybe he seen he wasn't ready. Maybe he seen that he wasn't ready to get treated like AJ Styles or a CM Punk or a Cody. You know, because on one hand, I can say that I can say that he won't come back in the first one because him and Triple H they don't get along. You know, which is true, right? But then you see Cody, and he's there, all right? And at one point, Triple H and Cody didn't get along, even though Cody was taking up and down. That was his favorite. That's his favorite wrestler. So, but, 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 you know, with Jericho, there's a lot of more venom, between him and Triple H, and him and Stephanie, and stuff like that. So, now if this was Vince's shit, maybe we talk about something different then. Maybe it's something different then. Maybe Jericho comes back because you know Vince always hate he lost Jericho. It's the reason why Randy got that contract that he got, his last contract that he got. Because Vince didn't want to lose another guy of his. So Randy got a contract. You know, you know. If it was Vince would have signed Jericho in a heartbeat. You know, like Vince would have made sure Jericho came back. But that's because Vince always regretted losing Jericho, and Triple H can just deal without it. You know, but uh, but you know, like now, hold on, let me get this. Good for him though. Maybe he's had a new contract. Like some of this stuff got to come out and see what happened. All right, but right now you can't trust anybody to say about stuff because if it's Dave, nope, you can't trust him because they working for them, right? And you know, Fightful, you know, Ron Sapp them. Ugh. Like they telling news and everything, but it kind of feel like it kind of feel like they working for Tony too, in ways, you know. Um, so we just gotta wait. And maybe he's still wrestling on that extension contract, and he just want to work, you know, or maybe he signed a new deal. He said he was home, so We'll see. We'll see. So what else was I talking about? Damn. Okay, okay. So Randy Orton's birthday was yesterday, right? And he did a video. He was talking to someone on the phone again, right? And he said he would see them Friday in St. Louis. All right. So my first reaction is Kevin Owens, right? But now I've seen the video more. I've seen the surroundings more. I've seen the pictures in the background more. Maybe it's his daddy. As much as I wanted to be Kevin Owens, because everybody know how I feel about Kevin Owens, but like the stupidest thing that I heard, the two things that I heard that's very, well, it's a couple things I heard that's very dumb and stupid. All right, was it's well, let me name my top three. Ted DiBiase. Now, I understand why people say that, but Ted DiBiase ain't been in wrestling in 7 fucking years. He ain't coming back to wrestling now. Alright, so it's not him. I heard that it was a Shane McMahon. It's not him. It's not. And then I heard, it can be Kevin Owens, but it won't make sense. Just tell me you don't watch wrestling. If you're saying if it's Kevin Owens, it don't make sense. You just tell me you don't watch wrestling. You say you don't watch wrestling, and we cool because of the fact that like if it's Kevin Owens, it makes completely sense, and that's not being biased. If it's Kevin Owens, it makes sense to be Kevin Owens because Kevin was right. Kevin was right. Yeah. And that's all we need. That's all we need to hear. Kevin was right. You know. So, like, but was so like I said yesterday, I felt like it was to be Kevin Owens. Today, when I've seen the video more often, I and I looked around, I seen the scenario, and I seen pictures of his uncle. I mean, his dad and his uncle and everything, and he he looks at the picture and everything, like it may be his daddy. Not sure, not 100% sure, but that's a good thing. It's not a bad thing for me not to be 100% sure who it is. You know, but we gonna see. We will see Friday who it is. I'm hoping it's Kevin Owens. Because if it's Kevin Owens, that means he's getting closer and closer to coming back. Like they just get a follow up. I don't know. I don't know the case of the follow up now. But they just did a follow up on his neck to see how he's doing. And see if he can uh, get back to wrestling. I miss Kevin Owens, man, like in WWE. I do. I miss my boy. Heel or face, whatever. You know. Uh, but we'll see. We'll see Friday. Um, but I'm gonna end the show with that. Make sure y'all like, subscribe, share. Make sure y'all watch wrestling. Make sure y'all watch E-Feds. Want to give a shout out to Ryan. I'm glad you're doing better, dog. Keep keep keeping on, man. Um, this is the High Gun podcast with the High Gun. God bless. Love y'all. I'm out.